All right, here we go. All right, we get to play. Yeah, so this is a borderline one. I think I'm gonna keep. If we had a third land, we're in great shape. If we don't, we have a 2/2 Stone Coil. We have a couple turns to try to hit our land. It's a coin flip for each one. All right, so say we miss for 2 turns in a row. Could also find a raptor, so that's even more things that could help us out. Oh, man. I'm gonna risk it. Come on, deck. Let's see what the opponent's up to. Ooh, also Gruul. And fortunately for us, we did hit that land. I'm gonna go ahead and start beating down here with the Gem Razor. Guess they don't have to be Gruul. I just assume so because that's what I think of when I see the land. Could easily be a Temur Reclamation deck or a different deck. Alright, so ideally we hit another land and can follow up with Questing Beast, but if we do not, we still have the opportunity to play Stone Coil Server. Okay, so it's actually an adventure deck, maybe Gruul Adventure, since they've shown us only Gruul colored lands. Let's just keep the pressure on. And if we hit one more land, Rona should be enough to essentially push through lethal. So they have to play a Bone Crusher just as a blocker here. They do get to draw a card for their troubles. So we attack with both, play out a 4/4 Stone Coil. Seems good. Just keep the pressure on. What is this block about? I was gonna say, I think you have to block the Questing Beast there. But yeah, we've got the follow-up. Not gonna give them time to take advantage of that extra card from the Innkeeper. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Alright. In we swing. They can survive at 1 with a Brazen Borrower here. Petty Theft, I should say. We're just gonna replay out the Stone Coil, I think. I realize that the Ceratops is immune to Petty Theft, but again, when in doubt, I like to play this out when we can haste it up. So it is actually Temur Adventures. Important to know that. A very different deck from Gruul Adventures. Temur Clover, that is. And yeah, looks like we got him. Game 1. Alright, so against Temur Clover. Definitely want to bring in some shield breakers. Let's see. Also think I like the Bone Crusher Giants. Deals with Edgewall Innkeeper quite nicely. One thing that I'm a little concerned about is the interaction between Raptor and some of our 4 toughness creatures. We're sort of inviting them to get value from Bone Crusher Giant of their own. So I could consider trimming some number of Marauding Raptors, which is not something I often want to do, but I think it does make sense when you're just offering them a lot of additional value based on the Raptor drawback. So I'm most worried about Lucky Clover specifically. We have 6 answers currently. Could bring in even more with Thrashing Brontodon. Bone Crusher is a nice way to deal with Innkeeper. Hits the Brazen Borrower if that comes down. It is important that we close out the game fairly quickly. Just because when this deck that we're playing against really starts humming, they just generate so much value. And a lot of mana as well. We're going to cut a mountain here. And don't think the Ravager Worm's particularly good. I need some number of Bone Crusher Giants. Maybe something like this. Yeah, this seems pretty reasonable. Gives us a good amount of answers to some of their problematic permanents, and we still have our top end to close out the game. I'm going to keep here. We trimmed a lot of our top end, so not having a Raptor or a Grazer is not as important. We can scry into an early play, and we've got the Serpent and Yorvo. It's not exciting. We don't have an answer to Clover exactly, but I do think it's good enough to keep. Right, we did find a Raptor. Don't want another land here. So yeah, this is going to be awkward. I'm probably going to be tempted to play out this Raptor, but the issue is, again, it just gives them value from Bone Crusher Giants if they're holding up 2 mana. Alright, let's definitely play a green source here. I don't know that they can afford to just hold up 2 mana. I think we're going to get away with this. We're just going to have to be careful on turns where they do have Bone Crusher mana. Okay, so here they can only hit 1 land. Can't really play anything off of it unless they just drew an Innkeeper. They needed to find a blue source. So we can get Yorvo going. Next turn, I feel like they need to commit something to the board, so it's still fairly hard for them to hold up Bone Crusher mana, and hopefully that means we can get Ceratops plus haste. So there's the Clover. That is definitely the scariest card. I'm gonna ramp even more. No red? No red source? Okay, so they can bounce 2 things. I'm just going to throw down a Fey of Wishes blocker. This is very good for us. So we get to play Ceratops plus haste, attack with everybody. Let's try and consider any other options, but this definitely seems best. This puts a lot of pressure on them. Not to mention, shifting Ceratops is difficult for them to interact with if they don't have a Bone Crusher in hand. So I'm going to play Escape. They found a Bone Crusher, which means they can get rid of the Ceratops, but got a lot of pressure on the board. And actually, we can mutate Migratory Greathorn onto Raptor for lethal if they go Bone Crusher on Ceratops here. Yeah, well, I guess they can play Edgewall Innkeeper out here as a blocker, staying alive just barely. I love Struck Beast token, that also works. Works quite a bit better actually, because now they can chump block both creatures. Alright, Gem Razor is a good draw. How do we do this? Gem Razor onto a Raptor, giving it trample, blowing up Clover. Swing with both. Also, play multiple spells this turn. Let's go like this. Oh, Gem Razor onto Yorvo because of the counters. That's much better. There we go. Okay, so we can play out Greathorn, pumping this again. So it's a 10-10, and then I think we win, right? Because they can double block it, but then they're not blocking the Raptor, and they take 8 from this and 2 from the Raptor, or they can single block it. Yeah, this works. There we go, we found it. All right, cool game.